BMW's entry-level SUV, the X1, has been a big success for some time thanks to its agile handling, eager nature, and practical shape. The 2023 model has received a complete redesign that looks to be a comprehensive upgrade over last year's model, with improvements to its chassis, powertrain, and updated with a more modern design and the latest tech features. The spunky little sibling in the Volvo lineup is the 2023 XC40, which blends Volvo's focus on safety and upscale ambiance with a more youthful character. It is arguably the most visually attractive subcompact luxury SUV out there. It's boxy, proportioned well, and features the trademark Swedish designs we love. Volvo updated this year's XC40 with a number of updates too, and with both offering luxury, performance, and practicality. In this video, we will take a closer look at their designs inside and out, pricing, and how they drive. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. The 2023 X1 has changed in meaningful ways for its third generation. BMW has decided bigger is better and has expanded it in length, width, and height, making it not just more spacious, but more solid going down the road. Its new face still looks distinctly like an X1. BMW's design team has kept the wide headlight look of the previous model, but with a smaller, almost square kidney grille, understated next to the flared nostrils of most of the current BMW lineup. The upmarket X-Line and M-Sport models also get more aggressive front and rear fascias. BMW didn't simply upgrade body panels for a beefier appearance. The new X1 is 1.7 inches longer and 1 inch wider than its predecessor. It rides on a wheelbase that's 0.9 inches longer, and while that doesn't sound like much, the changes make the third generation X1 one of the largest in its segment. The 2023 Volvo XC40's sleek and modern exterior design blends bold styling elements with a refined profile. The front features a bold grille with chrome accents, while the sharp LED headlamps with Thor's hammer motif give the XC40 a sporty and distinctive look. The side profile is characterized by smooth curves and a flowing roofline that enhances the slippery silhouette and gives the vehicle a sporty, muscular appearance. At the rear, the XC40 features massive horizontal LED taillights, an aggressive rear spoiler, and a smooth bumper that give it a dynamic look. The overall design of both is aimed at giving the cars a refined yet sporty appearance that appeals to a wide range of customers. But if I had to choose, the BMW X1 is my favorite here. With almost a whole new exterior comes a whole new interior, or at least new to the X1. If you've been in the new 3 Series, its layout and design will look extremely familiar. Fortunately, it's a very good interior. The look is clean and uncomplicated. The dash is also low and aids in both visibility and making the cabin feel spacious. All the switchgear feels high quality with tight solid action. Though there are some plastics, they have attractive finishes and patterns. It's not quite up to the premium feel of the X3, but it's comparable to those in the XC40. One downside, however, is that the climate control can only be controlled through the touchscreen. As for instruments and infotainment, the restyling brings BMW's new curved display. It integrates the 10.25-inch digital dash and 10.7-inch center screen into one sleek panel. It's not the massive screen offered in the larger models, but it is right-sized for this cabin. iDrive 8, powered by BMW's latest operating system software, is part of the package and helps bring high-end features into the X1. This is a highly responsive infotainment system, thankfully, because BMW has said goodbye to buttons. Both wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard. The XC40 boasts a handsome upscale design with materials to match, exuding a Swedish premium vibe that few of its direct competitors can match. The padded and stitched leather on the doors and center console are a nice touch, as is the alloy trim on the air vents that seems to stick out from within the dash. Admittedly, fancier touches like the Ultimate's aluminum trim are absent on low trim levels, but the overall interior ambiance remains more premium and stylish than those of some of its competitors. The climate control system is also managed through the touchscreen just like in the BMW. When it comes to infotainment, there are 2 digital displays, a 12.3-inch gauge cluster screen and a 9-inch touchscreen in the center of the dash that controls nearly everything. We would prefer a few more physical buttons and knobs, but the touchscreen is responsive enough and its Android interface will be familiar to anyone who has used a smartphone. Some of the on-screen buttons are too small, however, as if Volvo forgot to scale them up from the phone size. When it comes to interior space, the X1 has grown significantly with this generation, as we mentioned previously. Being both longer and wider, it's also 2 inches longer than the XC40. All this stretching pays dividends in all aspects of interior space. Sitting in the SUV's cabin, it certainly is more spacious and comfortable. The front passengers have lots of leg, head, and shoulder room, though the cushioning on the sports seats is too firm for a long drive. The rear seats are also stiff, and passengers may find the backrest angle too reclined, although the laid-back shape does make installing a child seat easier. Cargo space is generous, with a side net to store small objects. There is a total of 26 cubic feet behind the rear seats and 57 when they're folded. Although the XC40 is smaller on the outside than the X1, they are virtually identical inside apart from some extra headroom in the BMW. The XC40 has adequate space inside for 4 occupants to ride around, and the seats both front and back are supremely comfortable, especially compared to the BMWs. The back seat is a little small for larger adults, but that comes with the territory for most in this segment. As for cargo space, it offers 16 cubic feet of space behind the back seats, which is 10 cubes less than the X1. With the rear seats folded, space increases to 57.5 cubic feet, which is on par with the X1. As far as pricing goes, shopping for an X1 should be relatively easy, as there are no alternative engine or transmission choices. The X1 xDrive 28i starts at $39,100, which comes with many features including LED headlights, a power liftgate, and roof rails. Next is the X-Line with only a $600 increase, and the best-looking M Sport starts at $43,350. All-wheel drive is standard. Pricing for the 2023 XC40 starts at a more reasonable $37,600 for a front-wheel drive core model. We think the Plus trim at $42,000 best exemplifies the XC40 with a panoramic moonroof and high-performance audio system. And the top Ultimate trim goes for almost $46,000. All-wheel drive is a $2,000 extra. As you can tell, the XC40 is cheaper by as much as $2,000 depending on which trim level you compare. Whether the X1 higher price tag is justified over the more reasonable XC40 is up to you. When it comes to driving and handling, under the hood of the X1 is a good old gas burner, a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder engine with changes to the combustion geometry and direct injection. It bumps power to 241 horsepower, up from 228 and 295 pound-feet of torque. The X1 at full power reaches 60 miles per hour in 5.4 seconds. As for transmission, replacing the previous 8-speed automatic is a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic gearbox with wider ratio spread and allows coasting. If you want it on high alert for grabbing gears, the Sport mode shifts with more vigor, and the M Sport package provides paddle shifters that put the decision-making in the driver's hands. This powertrain is quiet and smooth in traffic and highway cruising, but a bit sluggish when asked to make high-speed passes or accelerate uphill. There is some turbo lag to be found here, even in Sport mode, which helped contribute to a relatively low 6.6-second pull from 5 to 60 miles per hour. For some strange reason, BMW has decided the new transmission doesn't need a park button. Shut off the engine and it engages park automatically. It actually matters. Not having a big and safe looking P to put the shifter in before you open the door just feels wrong. You will probably get accustomed to it if you own one, however. The XC40, on the other hand, uses a 2-liter engine producing either 194 horsepower and 221 pound-feet of torque with front-wheel drive, or 248 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque with all-wheel drive. It's the latter engine that you should get, with the torque arriving at just 1800 RPM and remaining for another 3000 revolutions. The 8-speed automatic provides the power cleanly, without any hiccups or hesitation. It's a shame then that the pretty crystal shifter maintains the odd Volvo double-tap when shifting from reverse to drive. It never fails to make 3-point turns awkward. The steering wheel is expectedly light, yet accurate. Point the XC40 towards a tighter corner at speed, however, and the body leans in, reminding you that this isn't a Polestar model. Instead, leave it in regular mode and enjoy a comfortable ride. It feels in its element on gentle curves at highway speeds, where there is less wind noise than you'd expect given its boxy shape. The Smart Cruise Control, also optional, works as intended, keeping a consistent speed and distance from the car ahead. So, why get the XC40 instead of the X1? That's a really good question. Besides being cheaper and you can find one at a dealer, the X1's primary cons, no hybrid powertrain and an overall less comfortable ride, especially on the M Sport trim. It will still strike a more emotional chord than the XC40 with its sharper driving experience, luxurious interior, and sleek style. But as an overall package, the XC40 just seems to provide more for less, and the availability of both hybrid and full electric variants make it the better buy here.